One of the things that we talk a lot about with people leaders is that it's your responsibility to really facilitate the development of your direct reports. Now, obviously, they have to own it ultimately, but if it was an easy thing for them to fix, it was an easy thing for them to do on their own, they would have done it by now in most cases. So you need to really manage the process. Well, in doing so, we oftentimes encourage people leaders to identify additional training options. And that could be an internal training session. It could be something external. It could be going to a conference. It could be going to a school where they're gone for, days, maybe a full week, that kind of a thing, a significant investment in time and money. But regardless, there's one part of that I want to make sure that you really develop a structure and a regimen around. And that is, if you're going to send somebody to a training initiative, it has to make a difference. It has to improve their performance. It truly does have to develop and enhance or advance their skills or their behaviors, or certainly their attitude and their motivation, but absolutely their skills and behaviors as well. And so there's a couple things that I really want to recommend that you not only consider doing, but start doing. And the first is, before they leave, probably just a day or two before they go to this training event, sit down for, doesn't have to be more than 10 or 15 minutes, and say, hey, Joe, I know you're going to this training event next week. I just want to set expectations. What are you looking to get out of that? What are 2 or 3 really tangible things that you're hoping to learn and wanting to experience that you think you need and is going to make a difference? And then, of course, you be prepared to contribute to that conversation as well. Here are 2 or 3 things, Joe, that I think you should focus on, or I'd like to see you really bring back as a result of attending that training event. All right, so that's on the front end. Set the expectation. Then on the back end, expect them, almost require them, to come to you within a couple of days, probably 3 at the most, and say, okay, here are the 3 things that you can count on me to do bigger, better, or different as a result of attending that training event. All right? Try to make it actionable, of course. Help them really hone in on the behavior. Okay, what specifically are you going to do different, and how specifically are you going to do it differently? That kind of thing. But expect them to come to you with those 2 or 3 things that are going to make them better, that are going to increase their production, improve their performance, that are going to make them better post-training than they were pre-training. If not, what was the point of sending them to training? I personally remember going to training events that took a lot of time. They were good learning experiences, but when I got back to the office, my boss never brought it back up again, or if he did, it was in passing. It wasn't anything serious or direct. And B, I got so caught up in the work that piled up while I was gone. And, some of it was legit. It's like, my boss is saying, okay, hey, where are we at with that client? Or where are we at with that proposal? Or where are we at with that project? That's legit. And everything that I learned, or 95% of what I learned, went out of my head, okay? Didn't make a difference. It didn't improve me. And so shame on me. I take partial responsibility for that. But sitting here today, I've learned that shame on my boss too. for not being proactive in making sure that the money they spent to send me to that, and you guys know, especially for these schools and the conferences, we're talking thousands of dollars, right? All in. But even if it's a training session, 4 hours out of a branch or out of a department or just out of the office is a big deal. So it's time and it's money that is being wasted if you don't manage these development opportunities like I just proposed.